Hey everybody. This is Latoya O'Keel, your life coach and motivational speaker. If you are up, come on in and join me for the late night Saturday Night Live. And as you come in, I want to encourage all of you ladies to make sure you share. Make sure you share. Facebook is letting us share tonight, y'all. So let's take advantage of that. Let's go ahead and share as we come into the live. Let's go ahead and share to all of the groups that we're a part of. Let's share to our personal page. Let's start watch parties. Let's invite some people. Let's tag some people. Welcome to everybody that's coming in. Oh, okay, I think it just shut me down. Yeah, it's not letting me share anymore. So y'all share. Any groups, y'all, any groups that you may be a part of, make sure you share the live to all of your groups. We just gonna take a few minutes, just give it a few minutes and let everybody come in. And y'all tag a couple people. My divine ones, y'all tag a couple people. If it's anybody that y'all know usually watches me on live and they're not up here, y'all tag them for me, okay? Because once again, Facebook is cutting my reach once again. So I need y'all to help me out. Share. We're gonna get ready to get started, y'all, because I got some I got some stuff. Do you hear me? So I got to take my time with this, y'all. I got to give it to y'all just like God gave it to me. Now I got to take my time with this. So I'm going to sip my latte a little bit. I'm going to let y'all share. Y'all go ahead and share. Just say hello to a couple people. Hey, Sandra Williams. Hey, Kenyatta Ambitious. Hey, Crystal Brown. Hey, Michiko Thomas. Hey, LaShonda Favors. Hey, Christine Caesar Walker. Hey, Latrina McCray. Hey, Tiara Wade. Hey, LaShonda Taylor. Hey, Seves. Maybe I said your name right. Forgive me if I did not pronounce your name right. You're watching from Los Angeles. Hello. Welcome to the live. If this is your first time watching, y'all make sure y'all put that in the comments and let me know if this is your first time watching. So y'all know, if y'all catch me during the weekdays, we have Morning Glory every weekday at 4:30 a.m. Central. I always get that mixed up. 4:30 a.m. Central and 5:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay, that's every Monday through Friday. We have Morning Glory. So to those of you that found me in the groups, somebody shared me to one of the groups. You want to make sure you go to my personal profile. Just click on that name up there, Latoya O'Keel. Make sure you go to my personal profile and make sure you hit follow. And then turn your notifications on see first. So you don't have to wait for me to share it to the group. You can go ahead and catch it directly from my page when I go live, okay? So y'all come on in. Now let me say this. I have to say this because y'all know how the enemy get into people sometimes. So let me say this. If I so happen to not mention your name when I first come on, okay? My comments don't come on the screen the way you're seeing your comments, okay? They don't come on my screen in the same order that they come on your screen, okay? So even if I missed your name when I just randomly just start speaking to people, y'all. So if I missed your name, I apologize for that, okay? I apologize for that. It's an honest mistake. It's an honest mistake. So right now, I would like to say hello to every single person, okay? Every single person that's watching the live right now. Every single person that will watch the replay. Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to the live. If this is your first time, make sure you drop that in the comments. So when I go back and review, yeah, I'm all right, Courtney. I'm good, girl. So yeah, if this is y'all first time watching, y'all just make sure y'all comment that. So when I go back and review the comments, I like to see my people who are, because I know every time I go live, I reach somebody else that I didn't reach before. So I like to keep track of my people. So y'all let me know where you watching from, and let me know if this is your first time watching, okay? Everybody that's on the live right now, listen, y'all, listen. This word that God done gave me is mandated. Do you understand me? So I need y'all to help me out. I need y'all to share, okay? I need you to share. Courtney, don't you start now. Don't you start with me. Yeah, girl, I had to go in the closet. You know we in the quarantine now. I had to go in the closet, girl, and pull out some old inches. I pulled out some old inches. So y'all come on in. Make sure you drop your location. Let me know where you're watching from. And if this is your first time, let me know if this is your first time. And also invite some people, y'all. Listen, I appreciate every single person that comes on the lives, shares the lives, listens from the beginning all the way to the end. Let me tell y'all something. Your efforts are not in vain. Do you understand me? Your efforts are not in vain. God see what you're doing. God see your efforts, and God is going to reward you. Don't let nobody tell you no different, baby, because I know what he'll do. God is a rewarder to those that diligently seek him. You keep on looking for God, he gonna show up. Do you understand me? If you keep on looking for God, you're going to find just what you're looking for. But you got to keep on looking for him. You got to keep on searching for him. We can't look for God one time and then be like, well, he ain't show up for me. You got to keep on looking for him. Keep on looking for him. And I guarantee you, as they would say, I guarantee you, he going to show up for you. Now, let me tell y'all, we had somebody the other morning, I think it was, said something about me being country. I done told y'all now. I'm from Blakely, okay? Blakely, Georgia. Southwest Georgia, okay? So, and y'all know I tell you, people don't recognize real, people recognize raw. Do you understand me? People recognize raw. I done told y'all, my divine ones know. I tell y'all all the time, divine ones, y'all know. We talk about this all the time. We know how to talk right. Now, don't we? Okay. We know how to talk right. God getting ready to take us in new rooms. God is getting ready to put us in he getting ready to elevate us. Don't get it twisted now. God ain't lost his power. Do you understand me? God getting ready to elevate us. And God said, when I put you in them new rooms, you can't go in there speaking in Ebonics, scaring them folks. And now you can't be going in there scaring them folks, speaking in Ebonics. You got to know how to fit in with the culture. Come on, somebody. See, folks think because I talk like this, I ain't educated. I'm educated. Do you understand me? I'm educated and I'm certified. Okay. I'm educated and I'm certified. And God said when he get ready to put us in them new rooms, because we going in them new rooms, when God put us in them new rooms, they'll be turning their head like, who is that? Was that Toya? Is that Ebonics talking girl from Georgia? Yes, baby. Because God didn't qualify me. You think because I'm country, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. You think because I'm country and I speak in Ebonics, okay. You think I don't know what I'm talking about. You think I'm ignorant. Oh, okay. I told y'all, God is looking for the least ones. God ain't looking for these bougie preparatory folks. You you're so country. Oh my goodness, you're so country. God ain't looking for them kind of folks. God looking for some real people. Do you understand me? Because people don't recognize real, people recognize raw. I could get up here and give y'all Monday morning special. I could be CNN news lady pronouncing my E's and R's and I's and A's and everything. But don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Y'all, let me tell y'all something what God told me about y'all. And we finna get ready to get into our message for tonight. I'm just giving y'all a little time to share. So while I'm doing this, y'all be sharing, y'all be down there tagging. Make sure I got my comment warriors down there. Comment warriors, where you at? If you're a comment warrior, I want you to drop that fist emoji and let them know that you down there watching. And anybody that come up, God said any frog that feel froggy and he want to leave, my comment warriors down there, and you will be blocked. Okay. Because this is what God told me. When you go in a church building and there's a minister up there preaching or there's a word going forth, you can't go in no church building and start running your mouth talking about, I don't like that. I don't like what you talking about. I object. She don't know how to talk right. Who is that? You're not going to go in them church building shutting down the preacher, trying to stop the preacher from preaching because you don't like what he talking about. If you don't like what he talking about, what you going to do? You going to politely grab your wallet. You going to politely grab your purse. And you're going to walk right on up out of them church. You're not going to sit there and be disrespectful. So don't go on somebody's live that's doing kingdom work, okay? Because this ain't no, oh, come look at me. I'm on live. Come look at me. This ain't what this is. See, this ain't what this is. When I hit live, I'm not coming to play. I'm not coming to play. When I hit live, I'm about my Father's business. Do you understand me? When I hit live, I'm coming to do the work of the kingdom. I ain't coming up here to play. I know people use this platform to play, but you best believe when you get a notification that say Latoya O'Keel is live, I ain't coming to play, baby. I'm coming to bring you some value. I'm coming to give you some lessons. I'm coming to give you the word of God. I'm coming to give you something that gonna pull you up out of that mess that you been in. Okay. So I got my comment warriors down there. They ready. And so whoever y'all catch, y'all just send it to me after I get off the live. Because we don't want nothing to distract us from our message tonight. So if anybody comes up, y'all just send it to me after I get off the live. Because I'm not going to be distracted by the enemy. So y'all come on in. I'm just giving y'all some time to share. Y'all go ahead and share. We ain't in no hurry tonight. Where y'all going? Y'all can't go nowhere. You on quarantine. You can't go nowhere. Stop being in a hurry and sit down and wait on this word. Because I guarantee you, it's going to be what you need. It's going to be exactly what you need. So y'all come on in and share. Come on in and share. Because tonight we're going to be talking about being hidden in God. Woo, baby, God been beating my spiritual behind about that. Do you understand me? God has been beating my spiritual behind about being hidden. Y'all know our natural nature. Our natural nature is to want to be seen. We want to be seen. Oh, look at me. Look at me. I got my hair did. Look at me. Ooh, I got my face beat. Look at me. Ooh, I got my nails did. I got my feet done. Look at me. We post our glam shots. Y'all know we gonna take 1,000,000 selfies until we get that one selfie where we be like, okay, that's the one right there. Ooh, yes. That's the one. That's the one I'm gonna post. That's the one I'm gonna put on my story. You get your angles. You got your angles just right. You got your lighting just right. They can't see them blemishes on your face because you turned your head just like this. That's the perfect picture. We might have to take about 50 pictures before we get to the perfect picture. But we gonna keep on going. I'm talking to my ladies. It's some men like this too. I'm just saying. But I'm talking to my ladies. You gonna keep on going until you find the perfect picture. And once you got the perfect picture, you post it. You post it, and then what you say? Off guards are the best. Off guards are, wait, how it go? Off guards are always the best. You know that ain't no off guard. You know you done took about 50 pictures to try to get that off guard. Y'all come on in and share. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all know y'all gonna get a little bit of everything with me. You gonna get a little bit of everything. You gonna get the word. You gonna get taught. I'm gonna be teaching. I be preaching. I be coaching. And sometimes God just tell me to just drop the whole formal suit and just lay back and just talk with my people. So tonight, God told me to just kick back and just talk to his people. But we're going to be in the word now. Everything is centered around the word, what we do. So, as I tell y'all all the time, when you come to God, that does not mean that that's the end of your life. That does not mean that you can't laugh no more. That does not mean that you can't, let your hair down and relax. And you're supposed to have a good time in God. You're supposed to be able to delight yourself. You're supposed to be able to delight yourself in the Lord, knowing that he will give you the desires of your heart. You got to delight yourself in him. You shouldn't think of prayer time and kingdom life as just depressing and no. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be at peace. You're supposed to be full of joy, love. You're supposed to have the fruit of the spirit. And you're supposed to be enjoying life, because you know that even when bad things happen to you, you still serve a good God. So it don't matter what happens to you. It don't matter. Because God already told us that many are the afflictions. He said many are the afflictions of the righteous. So God was telling us right then, like, look at here. I need you to know. I'm paraphrasing this for y'all. Because when y'all read these King James version and stuff, y'all be getting thrown off, because it's going all many are the afflictions of the righteous. Look, all that mean is, I'm paraphrasing it. God said, look at him. You going to go through some things. That's what God was telling you. You going to go through some things. You going to cry. People going to break your heart. People going to lie on you. People going to talk about you. People are going to betray you. You going to go through some things. And you going to suffer persecution. They going to lie on you. You going to be mistreated. Oh, yes, baby, you're going to be mistreated. And you're going to be used, too. And for my people that always be talking about, nah, not me. I ain't putting up with that. I ain't putting up with this. That ain't never going to be me. Never say never. Because sooner you say never, that's you. You putting up with it. And then before you know it, everybody else knew you were putting up with it before you knew you were putting up with it. Come on, somebody. We real tonight. We real. And we transparent. We transparent. Now, I don't know if I have any men of God in here, but men of God, because I know now, men have different perspectives than women. If I have any men in here, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's fine, but I would just ask that you respectfully disagree, okay? Don't be disrespectful. Just say, you know what, if you feel the need to say something, if you feel the need to, clap back on anything that I say, you can just say, if your fingers just get the best of you and you just got to make a comment, I want you to say, well, Toya, I respectfully disagree. And I can't do nothing but respect that. When you say I respectfully disagree, we can respectfully agree to disagree. And I respect that. Okay? You will not be blocked if you say, Toya, I respectfully disagree. Because I understand that everybody's not going to have the same opinions. That's fine. So, I got my notes, y'all, because I ain't want to miss nothing. God was dealing with me with this stuff so much, I had to make sure I took notes so I ain't miss nothing. So y'all come on in. All of my ladies that's up here right now, listen, if you have a sister, I want you to tag your sister. If you have not done so already, tag your sister. All of my ladies that's up here right now, if you have an auntie, y'all know, ain't nobody got more aunties and cousins than us. Tag your auntie. Tag auntie. Get auntie up here, okay? Your cousins, your first cousins, your second cousins, tag them and get them up here, okay? And let's spread the word. Let's get the word out there. Let's get the word out there. So, I want to tell y'all, this word tonight, and I may have to do it in 2 parts because it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I may have to do it in 2 parts. But this word was actually, God has actually been preaching this word to me for 2 years. God has been speaking and preaching and ministering this specific word that I'm getting ready to give y'all right here tonight in April of 2020. God has been preaching this word. God been giving me this word since 2018. Spring, to be exact. Exactly 2 years. Spring of 2018, God began to start speaking this word to me about being hidden in God, about going under the radar in God. Somebody put that in the comments. Say, go under the radar in God. Because God been giving this to me for 2 years. And this is proof. God told me to make sure I mention this to y'all. This is proof that we cannot always take a word as soon as God gives it to us. Even though it may excite our spirit, we can't always take a word and immediately go right on out there and give it to people. Because just because God gave you the word in that season does not mean he wants you to deliver the word in that season. 2 years, y'all. God first gave this to me 2 years. I was still living in Georgia when he gave me this message. I'm in Alabama now. But 2 years ago, he gave me this message. And God brought it back to me today. And God says, now. He says, go live. He says, now. Speak this word. Talk to my women. Talk to the women of God. Talk to my kingdom women. Let them know that they got to be hidden in me. They got to be hidden in God. And you know what, y'all? I know exactly why. God just revealed this to me in my spirit. I know exactly why God wouldn't let me get that word 2 years ago. Because I wasn't in the place. Come on, somebody. I wasn't in the place that I should have been 2 years ago to give this word to single women. Okay. And we're going to be real. There was a lot of things that I was still struggling with 2 years ago that God has freed me from today. So even though God gave me this word to give to you all 2 years ago, he did not clear me to be able to deliver it to you until today of 2020. Because God knew the process. Come on, somebody. He knew the process that he had to take me through in order to purify me to be able to give you this word. Because you got to watch these people that's always, I got a word for you. I got a word for you. I got a prophecy for you. I got a prophecy for you. And you looking at them like, okay, you got a prophecy for me. Okay. But are you pure? Are you purified enough to be able to give me that word? Have you gone through the process? Okay. Have you gone through the process of receiving that word, discerning that word, and then deciding if God has cleared you, if he's purified you through your mess, so you won't speak to me through your mess, but you will speak to me through what God said? Because when we give a prophecy, when we give a word, it's got to be pure. Oh my God. I hear you, Holy Spirit. It's got to be pure. When it comes down off of the throne of God and it comes into our spirit, because as prophets, when God speaks to us, he speaks through our spirit. It comes off of the throne of God and it goes straight into our spirit. Straight into our spirit. And you know what? If we're not purified, if we still in junk, if we're still in chaos, if we're still in mess, and we ain't allowed God to deliver us from our mess, when the word comes down off of the throne of God and it goes into our spirit, when the word comes down from the throne of God and it goes into our spirit, if we're not purified, then the junk that we're dealing with is going to contaminate that word. It's going to begin to contaminate that word. So what we got to do is we got to make sure that we allow God to purify us. We got to make sure that we allow God to purge us. So I had to be purged. Yes, I did. I had to be purged and I had to go through a process. And I had to allow God to deliver me from some things. So now when I speak this word to you all, it's not contaminated. It's not contaminated. It's pure. It's clean. Do you understand me? It's clean because I have been purified. I have allowed God to purify me. I have allowed God to cleanse me. And that's why I tell y'all, be not weary in well doing, y'all. The race is not given to the swift, neither is the battle given to the strong. It took God 2 years to be able to purify me from that stuff that I was in that kept me from being able to give y'all that message 2 years ago. It took God 2 years to purify me. Stop thinking that you're going to be delivered overnight, because you're not going to be delivered overnight. You done got yourself caught up in something. You didn't fall in that mess overnight. You've been in that for a long time. You've been living that way for a long time. You've been carrying that baggage. You've been carrying that hurt for a long time. So stop thinking that this is going to be a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. Do you understand me? Because you're adopting a new lifestyle. And God, that's why God told us, look, God was like, look here. I'm paraphrasing y'all. God was like, look here. You need to slow down. And you need to stop trying to think that, stop thinking that just because you get to the finish line for anybody else, you done made it. Because every day that you living, every day that you breathing, God is going to be steady pulling the cover back on you. I don't care how Holy Ghost feel, talking in tongues, laying hands, slaying demons. I don't care how you is in the spirit. I don't care how many stripes you got. I don't care if you a vet with this thing. If you still living and you still breathing, God going to be steady pulling back the cover on you. You can say he not if you want to. The devil is a lie. Because we grow in grace. We grow in grace. There's none perfect but the Father. Do you understand me? There's none perfect but the Father. For we have all sinned and we have all come short of the glory of God. So I said that to say this. Just because God gave you a word does not mean that he has cleared you to be able to speak that word to somebody. So when you receive a word from God, when you receive a prophecy from God, when you receive anything that comes off of the throne of God, let it go through your spirit. And as it goes through your spirit, see if it runs into anything that should not be in there. And if it runs into anything that should not be in there, you got to hold that word. Because God ain't changed his mind about what he said. What God spoke yesterday is still valid today. God is an unchanging God. But he wants you to be purified in order to give that message. He wants you to be purified in order to give it to his people so you can tell it the way God told you. And you ain't so caught up in your hurt and so caught up in your mess. You done messed up God's message. You telling folks what does saith the Lord. And that ain't even how God said it. You just done got caught up in your hurt. You done got caught up in your pain and caught up in your mess. And you giving the people of God contaminated prophecies. That's another thing. I ain't finna go on that. I'm going to let that go. But this is what it means, y'all. My single women. God says that you must be hidden in him. You got to go under the radar. You got to stop trying to be seen. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. This is something that God told me. Y'all know, as soon as we get out of a relationship, we being real up here tonight now. We being real. As soon as you get out of a relationship, what you go do? There you go. You going on your Facebook page. You got to change your relationship status. You got to make sure you let everybody know that you're single. Hey, I'm single. I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. You posting all these memes. You posting all these memes. Y'all know as soon as you break up with somebody, they go to memes. It's like somebody is secretly watching you. Like they just know what you're going through. And soon as you scroll social media, they go all the memes. They go all the memes that's going, that's dealing with what you got going on in that moment. So there you go. What you doing? You sharing it. Ooh, you sharing it. Ooh, yeah, that's it right there. That's the one right there. I'm finna share that one. Y'all come on in. Come on in. As you come in, make sure you tag y'all people so they can get this word. They can catch it on the replay, but y'all know it's better when you get it live now. You got to get it while it's hot. You going to come back and try to put it in the microwave. It ain't going to be the same. You got to make sure you get it while it's hot. Get it while it's live, okay? So y'all tag your people so they can come on in and get it while it's hot. But yeah, every time you come out of a relationship, and if you are a man, if you're a single man, you can invert this information. You can make it, in reference to your situation too. Just change the gender. But yeah, after you come out of a relationship, what's the first thing you doing? You be like, oh, they got me messed up. I'm finna show them. I'm finna show them. There you go. And see, what you don't realize is you're not showing them, but you're showing the enemy. You're showing the devil. You're allowing the enemy to use you through that weakness. See, when you go through a stage of being hurt, you're weak. You're weak. When you're hurt, when somebody hurts you, it weakens you. It weakens your power. So what you got to do is you got to go be hid. See, you can't be trying to come out here and be like, hey, look at me, because you're weak. And it's okay to be weak, but you got to make sure that you're weak in God, because God will give you strength. Come on, somebody. The Bible says, let those that are weak declare that I am strong. But see, you can't do that when you trying to puff yourself up for the enemy. You trying to make the enemy see, oh, I'm doing good. We good over here. No, you're not good over here, because you have not taken the time to go and be hidden. You got to go let God hide you. Stop trying to be seen. Now, I'm stepping on some toes now, but I done told y'all, now I done went through my process. God done purified me, and God done gave me the go ahead to speak the word. So if you don't like it, if it's convicting you, let it do what God wanted to do, because it convicted me first. God had to get me in line first. Stop posting all them paragraphs. Stop posting all them paragraphs on social media, and go put that stuff in a book. Put it in a book and make somebody pay you for what you know. Let somebody pay you for your knowledge. Stop putting all of your information on social media, pouring your heart out, talking about how somebody done broke your heart, how they done did you, how you were good to them. Stop talking about all this stuff, because people reading it and you know what they doing. Girl, you see such and such. I knew it. I knew it. They up here posting all them pictures and stuff. Now look at them. I knew it. See, that's why you gotta let God hide you. Be hidden in God. And when you come out of relationships, it's okay to pour out your heart, but you need to pour out your heart in a safe environment. Hire a coach, okay? I am a coach. I am a life coach. I don't coach in everything. I don't coach in relationships and marriages. I coach in what God has gave me clearance to coach in. I do offer women's coaching, singles coaching, okay? So yeah, you gotta, when you come out of the relationship, or you come out of a situationship, or you come out of something toxic, you gotta go be hid. You can't try to go be seen. You gotta go be hid in God. Don't worry about what they doing. Let them go do what they want to do. Cause let me tell you something. You're royalty. Okay? You are royalty. You are a child of the King. You are a daughter of the Most High God. You can't come down. Come on, somebody. You can't be coming down off of your throne because he don't see himself as a king. Okay? Because he don't value who he is. Don't you be putting your crown to the side, stepping down off the throne, going out there, doing that peasant behavior. Don't do that. You got to always hold your crown. Do you understand me? Even when you crying in the middle of the night, baby, when you step out in front of the enemy, you better hold your crown, and you better hold your head up, because when you're holding your head slumped over with your head down, God said your crown is tilted. Your crown is tilted. So you got to make sure when you step out in front of the enemy, baby, you better hold your head up. I don't care how bad they hurt you. I don't care how bad I don't care how long. You might have been cried all night long. You probably been listening to sad, sappy love songs, and you just in a mess. You ain't got out the bed in 3 days. You just in a hot mess. But God said when you step out in front of the enemy, don't you let the enemy see that. Don't you never let the enemy see you sweat. You hold your head up. Do you understand me? And know that it's okay for you to cry, but you got to know who you're crying to. You crying to a God, baby, that got all power. Do you understand me? You crying to a God that got all power in his hands. And God said, baby, if I parted the Red Sea for the children of Israel and they walked through on dry land, God said, surely I can heal your broken hearts. Oh my God. Surely I can put back the pieces to your broken heart, and I can heal you. I can mend you. I can bring you out. But God said, you got to give me space to be able to do that, baby. God said, after these marriages and these broken relationships and these toxic relationships end, don't jump back out there in your weakness. See, you trying to go tit for tat. You trying to go tit for tat because you see what they doing. But you can't do that. You can't do that. That's what God mean when he told us that we're in the world, but we are not of this world. You not of this world. So you can't go do what everybody else do. You can't go talk to everybody else just because they talking to everybody else. You can't go lay down with everybody. And we being real. We being raw. You can't go lay down with everybody else just because they laying down with everybody else. You're in the world, but you're not of this world. Because see, and I hope we ain't got nothing but grown people up here. It's late, so I know shouldn't no children be up here. But we talking, we being real. We being real. You also got to understand that when you go and entangle yourself, okay? When you go and lay down and you entangle yourself, that's more than physical. Say what you want to say. See, you think, because you thinking in the way of the world, you thinking that that's just a physical thing. Oh, I'm just going to have a good time. No, you're not just going to have a good time. Because you're entangling your soul with other souls. Every time you lay down with a person, you become intimate with a person in that way. You're making soul ties. You're establishing soul ties. And every time you become one with that person in that way, outside of marriage, God calls it fornication. It's fornication. Every time you do that outside of marriage, you know what you're doing? You tying your soul to that person's soul. That's why you can't get them out your head. That's why you can't get them out your head. That's why even though you know they ain't no good, you still, what you doing? You running right back. What you doing? Because of the soul tie. There's a soul tie. And God, this is what God said. God said, we go out and entangle ourselves in the soul ties. We're the ones, and I'm not talking, I mean, I know I got some men up here, but I'm specifically talking to my single ladies because that's who God has given me clearance to talk on, okay? I can't talk to nobody that I ain't been through what you've been through. So whatever I tell you, I'm telling you because I done been through it. And God done purified me, and I know the power of God is real. Okay, so we got that out the way. But see, what you got to understand is we go out as women and we go tie ourselves up with all these soul ties. Y'all, I ain't even got on the paper yet, so I already know this going to be probably like a 3-part mini-series because I ain't even got on my paper yet. I'm just talking from the Spirit of God. But this is what we go do. We go out in the world and you become intimate with people, with men. Okay, you become intimate with men and you thinking that you're just doing something physical, but you don't know that there's a spiritual side. That's not what God didn't make it to be physical. He did not make intimacy in that way to only be physical. It's not a physical act. It's a spiritual act. It's a spiritual act. And it's the act of bringing two souls together. It's the act of bringing two spirits together as one. That's what they would use back then to marry people. That's the way they got married. They came together as one in that way, and their souls became one. So now in 2020, look at the way it's being projected now. Like it's a leisure activity. Like it's just something you do just because that's what you want, just because that's what you want to do. This is helping somebody. Some folks gonna be offended. Some folks gonna log off, but that's all right. It just ain't for you. I'm going to keep going because God said it's helping somebody. But this is what you got to understand. When you go out in the world and you become intimate with people, you are the one that's establishing the soul tie. You are the one that's creating it. But see, you're the one that created it, but you can't untie it. Do you understand me? Because it's spiritual. You went out and got into it by committing a physical act, but you entangled yourself spiritually with this person. So now that you want to get out of it, now you got to go to God. Come on, somebody. You got to go to God now. You don't want to got yourself in it. God ain't have nothing to do with you putting yourself in it. You was drawn away by your own lust, by your own flesh. You were drawn away by your own desires. It was your choice. And God ain't going to stop you. Hey, he gave you free will. He ain't going to stop you. So you went and did this on your own. But then it's like, okay, now I want to be delivered. I want to be free. I got to go to God. You got to go to God now. You got to go to God. And so when you go to God, you got to understand that this is not an overnight process. Do you understand me? God ain't no overnight quick fix God. He'll give us blessings just like that. Don't get it twisted now. He will move for us just like that. But see, God is what I like to think of as a good parent. Y'all know a good parent. As a good parent, you know you can't just give your child everything. You can't just give them everything. You got to make them work for some stuff. You got to make them put in some sweat for it. Because if you just give them everything, come on somebody. If you just give them everything, you're not teaching them character. You're not teaching them morals. You're not teaching them integrity. You're not teaching them work ethic. They're going to live the rest of their life thinking that everything is supposed to be handed to them. They don't have to put in any work. Everything's supposed to be given to them. So I would like to think of God as a good parent. He's a good parent. He will give us some things. He will bless us with some things immediately. But when it comes to the lessons of life, we got to sit in that pain. Do you understand me? So when you trying to get away from that soul tie and you go to God, you got to sit with him for a while. It ain't going to be no overnight thing. And that's where a lot of us get messed up at, because we think that God going to be able to fix us just like that. And we going to be right on out the door with Billy Joe. We're going to be right on out the door with Billy Joe and me, and you and Billy Joe going to ride off into the sunset, and y'all going to live happily ever after. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. God will deliver you from sin, but you still got to suffer the consequences. Do you understand me? He's going to deliver you from sin, and he will throw your sins into the sea of forgetfulness, but your grown self went out there and did it. So guess what? Now you got to suffer the consequences. You got to sit in the pain. You got to deal with the pain. And as you sit in the pain, you got to allow God to hide you. You can't be posting selfies all on your stories every day, advertising. Come on, somebody. This is what God told me. He says, stop advertising for the devil. Somebody put that in the comments. Say, stop advertising for the devil. I know this gonna step on some toes, baby, because it stepped on my toes. Do you understand me? I know my mama told me one time, she like, you know you love to post pictures. You always taking some, you love to take you some pictures. I don't think nobody took more pictures than me. And see, I had to really get down to the root of that. Like, where is that really coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you really doing that? Why? You know what you look like. Everybody else know what you look like. Why you do that? Why you feel the need to take 50 pictures a day and go through them and pick the best one and put it on social media? Why do you feel the need to do that? What's wrong inside of you? What are you dealing with inside of you? That's what God told me. It hurt me now. It hurt me. It hurt me because when you think you just got it all put together and you just got it all there and you don't need no critique on nothing, you don't need no criticism, and then God hit you with that boom, and you be like, ouch. That's the way he hit me. He said, stop advertising for the devil. Stop letting the devil know you single. Stop letting the devil know. And you know what? I struggled with giving this message to y'all because I told God, I was like, well, isn't this kind of me advertising? Isn't this me kind of putting it out there that I am single? God said, don't worry about that because you helping somebody. So I ain't advertising. I'm doing this to help somebody. Do you understand me? I'm doing this to help my single ladies. Cause I done told y'all men, now the men of God, I done told y'all this for my single ladies. This for my ladies. God put this on my spirit to help my ladies. I ain't up here trying to advertise for nobody. So don't be in my inbox. Don't come in my inbox. Cause I came up here to help the women of God. Okay? But yeah, this is what God told me. He said, stop advertising yourself. Stop putting yourself out there like that. He said, stop trying to be seen when I'm trying to hide you. Ooh, let that sink in for a minute. Y'all let that sink in for a minute. God said, and y'all share, make sure you share this live. If you have not already shared, make sure you share. And if anything I'm saying is hitting home for y'all hit them reactions. Let me know y'all feeling what I'm saying. Because y'all know now when the preacher go to preaching something real good and it hit home and it be convicting the church get quiet. The church get quiet. As the old people say, you can hear a pin drop. I can hear a pin drop in here on this live. Y'all better hit them reactions. When you hit them reactions, baby, that's the same thing as you waving your hands. You in church and you waving your hands saying, yes, pastor, preach, preach. Every time you hit them reactions, you saying, preach, pastor, preach. You better tell it. I love y'all. I promise I love y'all. So y'all let me know if it's resonating. If it's resonating with your spirit. Because God said, stop advertising. He said, don't you advertise. Don't you advertise for the devil. Because he said, what you got to understand is, as a woman, you think that you got to put yourself out there in order to be seen. You got to say, hey, look at you. You're not saying it in words, but you're saying it through your actions. You saying, hey, look at me. You know what I'm saying? Every time, and this is what God told me. He said, when you post a picture, he said, anytime you post a picture, anytime you make a Facebook post, anytime you make a status, anytime you do anything that people can physically see, God said, let it be for purpose. Let it be for purpose. I'm going to tell y'all, God changed my heart, because when I would used to see women, and when I would used to see ladies, and young ladies especially, when I would used to see young ladies dressed inappropriately, dressed, provocatively, y'all know what we'll say. Now she know better. She know better. Why is she coming out here like that? Why is she looking like that? She know better. Who raised her? Now you just ain't leaving nothing to the imagination. Now you just letting them see everything. Who raised her? Come on now, I know she know better than that. And then she got a nerve to bend over. Oh my goodness, I know she know better than that. That was me, y'all. That was me. And then God said, you know what? You got to turn your heart. You got to turn your heart. Because when that was you ain't want nobody judging you. You ain't want nobody saying nothing about you. So turn your heart. And God said, instead of you turning up your nose at this young lady, instead of you judging her, you might not judge her to her face, but you judging her within your heart. Because in your heart, you saying, oh, she know better than that. But you don't know what kind of life she done lived. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what kind of struggle she done had. You don't know what her situation is. You don't know where she come from. She probably wasn't brought up the way you was brought up. That may have been the norm for her. That may have been, everyday life for her to live like that, to see people dressed like that, to see women being done like that, being used as pieces of meat. That probably was life for her every day. She probably was seeing that stuff when she was 3 years old. And y'all know I'm big on the power of the mind and the subconscious mind. You got to know that whatever you see in the first 5 years of your life, that is what makes you who you are. Everything that you see, everything that you hear, all of your experiences that you grow up around between the first 5 to 7 years of your life, that's what makes you the person that you are right now. Yeah. That's who makes you who you are right now. That's why you believe what you believe. That's why you live the way you live. That's why you think the way you think, because of what you saw and what you heard in the first 5 years of your life. So when you get ready to change your habits and your lifestyle, when you get ready to change all that, you got to come up against everything that was spoken over you in your childhood. You got to come up against everything, all the beliefs that were projected on you as a child. You got to come up against all of that. So you don't know what she's struggling with. That's what God told me. You don't know what she's struggling with. And you don't know where she came from. So instead of looking at her and judging her, you got to have compassion. When Jesus would see people, and when he would see people that was hurt and broken, and he would see people that was sick and they had infirmities, he would have compassion on them. Yeah, he would have compassion on them. Not as in he felt sorry for them, but he felt moved to be able to help. He felt moved to help them. He sympathized with them. And he related himself to them, as in he didn't think that he was better than them, but he got down there with them. Because sometimes you got to get down there with people to be able to see life the way they see it. You ain't going to never be able to understand and see life the way they see it, because you up on your pedestal and you looking down at them. But see, sometimes you got to put all that to the side. You got to put all them church robes and all the microphones and the pulpit and and the bright lights, and you got to put all that stuff to the side, and you got to come down to their level. That's what Jesus did. You got to have compassion on people. When you see a young lady and she dressed inappropriately, she showing her body, you know that ain't normal. You as a woman of God, you know that's not normal. You know that any healed young woman, any healed lady, any woman of God, she's not going to be dressed like that. She knows that she doesn't have to dress like that. So if she's dressed like that, you know something is wrong somewhere. And that's not for you to say, oh, something wrong with you, baby. Something wrong with you. Can I pray for you? I need to pray for you because something wrong with you. No, that's not compassion. That is not compassion, okay? You got to have compassion on people. Pull them to the side. You know what I'm saying? Be discreet. Everybody ain't got to know what you're doing. Everybody ain't got to know what you're talking about. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to go in private, in your private closet, and pray for people. You can't always, because that's just like I told y'all, this word that God gave me, he gave me this 2 years ago. And he just cleared me to be able to speak it to y'all tonight. Just because God put a word on your heart for somebody don't mean that that's the time for you to go tell that person. It don't mean that that's the time for you to go approach that person. Sometimes you just got to sit and wait. You just got to kick back. You got to pray. You got to keep seeking God and wait for God to give you the go ahead. And when God say go and approach that person, God is telling you to go approach that person because he's been dealing with them. And now they are at the point in their life where they can receive the word that you're getting ready to give them. So don't advertise. If you know, y'all know how they say, when you know better, you do better. That's for the people that don't know better. Now, you got to have compassion on them. But when you know better, when you know better, it's time for you to do better. Okay? When you know better, you got to do better. And then this is what God told me. Like I just say, don't advertise yourself. In order for you to get something that God has for you, you do not have to notify the enemy that you are available. I'm just saying. This is what God said. In order for you to get what God got for you. Now, if you want what the enemy got for you, you need to let him know. Yeah, make sure you tell him you single. Make sure you tell him you like flowers on Tuesdays. Make sure you tell him that you like good morning texts and you like good night texts. Make sure you tell him all that. Because he going to dress up one of his suitors. And he going to send his suitor right on out there to you. And he going to give you exactly what you need for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. However long he need to play it, he going to give it to you. He going to give it to you. Because that's what you told the enemy you wanted. Y'all, I got a chapter about this in my book. There's a chapter about this in my book. My new book that's getting ready to come out is called Beast Mode. I got a chapter about this in the book. How you got to be hidden in God and you can't be advertising. Don't advertise for the devil and then think that God is going to send something to buy you. Like, you advertising for the enemy, that's who going to take you off the market. The enemy going to take you off the market because you were advertising for him. But see, if you want something from God, you got to know that you need to let your request be made known unto God. You need to let your request be made known unto your heavenly Father. Don't let your request be made known to Facebook. Don't let your request be made known to Instagram. Okay? Do not let your request be made known to the public. The public ain't got no business knowing what kind of man you want. I'm just being real with y'all. This is what God told me. This is how he told me. He preached it to me first. He whooped me with it first. He purified me with it first. And then once he done cleared me, and it took him 2 years. It took him 2 years to finish whooping me. I'm telling y'all now. It took him 2 years for me to keep doing. I kept doing like this, sticking my hand back out. Every time I stick my hand out, God say, stop. 2 years of it. Put my hand right back out there. God say, what I told you. In the spirit. Put it back out there again. God, what I told you. Because you know what? Every time you put your hand back out there, it's going to get worse. Do you understand me? Every time you go back, it's going to get worse. If it was toxic before, it's going to be toxic again. The toxicity ain't changed. The toxicity is still there. You stick your hand on that hot stove, it's going to burn you. You go back, you put some butter on your hand, you let it heal for a little bit. You decide you want to go back and stick your hand on the stove again. Guess what? It's going to burn you again. And this time, it's going to burn you even worse. And God said that's what's happening. That's what's happening with a lot of single women. That's what's happening with the women of God. You keep putting your hand on that hot stove and you think that it ain't going to burn you this time. But it's going to burn you. And so every time you put your hand out there, this is God. What I tell you? What I tell you? Didn't I tell you that? What I just told you? What did I just show you? What did I just show you? What? Look at the signs I done showed you. God is like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Everything in you be screaming at you, telling you, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Sophia. Everything in you be saying, don't do it, Miss Sophia. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't trade places with what I've been through. Everything in you be telling you, go the other way. Why? Where are you going? You going the wrong way. Caution, caution, hazard, hazard. Turn around, go back. Your heart finna get broke into 1,000,000 pieces. This day ain't no good. What is you doing? Go back, turn around. You know why you keep going? You know why you ignore that voice? You know why you ignore the Spirit of God? Because you don't love yourself. You don't truly love yourself. Because this is what I learned. Women of God, hear me when I say this. How you know if you love yourself or not? If you're willing to walk into a situation that you know gonna hurt you, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. If you gonna walk into a situation with somebody and you know the history of this person, you know the background of this person, you know what this person is capable of, you know what they gonna do and what they ain't gonna do, you know if they gonna change and if they ain't gonna change, and you still gonna walk right on into it, knowing you finna get your heart tore up into 1,000,000 pieces, you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. So instead of getting mad at that other person, this is what God told me. As women, we got to examine ourselves. Take the spotlight off of that person that you're chasing or you running behind or you're dealing with. Take the spotlight off of them. Because as women, as a woman, as a woman, you done put the spotlight on this person you was dealing with. These people you've been dealing with. You've been putting the spotlight on them. But God said it's time for you to turn the spotlight on you. It's time for you to figure out what is wrong with me. Where did I go wrong? What happened in my childhood? What happened in my life that made me hate myself so much that I will walk into a situation that's going to crush me? I will walk into a situation that I know is going to hurt me. What made me hate myself just that much? What is keeping me from loving myself? Because I know that when I love myself, I'm not going to put myself in situations that are going to hurt me. I'm not. Y'all know the truth. A lot of times we put ourselves in situations that hurt us because we're hurting ourselves. We're in pain ourselves. We don't like the woman that's looking at us in the mirror. Not for real. We're going to put on a front for everybody like we do like her. Because who going to say they don't like themselves? Understand this. Ain't no woman gonna never say that she don't love herself. She ain't never gonna say that. I'm telling y'all now. She ain't never gonna say that. She gonna be posting glam shots and she gonna be getting her face beat and wearing her minks and her bundles with her hair down her back and her red bottoms. She gonna be doing all this stuff on the outside because she's so busy focusing on the outer work. She ain't doing her inner work. She ain't doing the inner work. And so this is what God was telling me. He said, you got to do the inner work. You got to turn the spotlight on you. You got to figure out what's wrong with you. What's going on with you. And this is another thing that God told me. He said, every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Boom. Boom. Somebody put that in the comments. Just say boom. Just say boom. That's what God told me. He said, every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. I don't care how good they look. I don't care how good they smell. I don't care what the package looks like. Do you understand me? This is what God told me. God said every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Now I'm going to hit you with something else that God told me. He said, when somebody gives you a compliment, when a man tells you that you're beautiful, when a man tells you, he's just like casually flirting with you. Not even necessarily flirting. I won't even call it flirting. He's just being nice to you. Why do you get so excited? Why do you get so excited and think that this man is, because he gave you a compliment, you think he your husband? Why? Why? Every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Now, you should not be rude. Never be rude, okay? Even if you know that ain't your type and you ain't even trying to go that way. Don't be rude at all. You don't want to be rude. Let me put this in the comments for y'all. Uh-oh, it ain't gonna let me do it, but okay. Okay, there it is. Y'all hang on 1 second. 1 second. But yeah, we're talking about being hidden in God. And right now we're on the point of every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Y'all hang on, my phone is freezing. Every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. Y'all, I told you we was gonna lose a couple people because this is too real for some people. This is too real for some. Y'all hang on 1 second. My phone is freezing. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Y'all give me some reactions if you can still see me and if you can still hear me. I apologize for my phone, y'all. I apologize for my phone, y'all. But yes. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Thank you, Monica. Okay. Every pursuit is not deserving of your attention. So you got to figure out what's going on with you for you to get so excited. I'm talking to my single ladies now. You got to figure out what's going on with you and why did you get so excited just because this person said, "Hey, beautiful," or "Good morning," or you might have passed somebody in the grocery store and he gave you the eye or just anything. Ooh, I knew he want me. Ooh, I knew he wanted me. And God is like, no, no, you cannot be so available. Stop being so available. That's part of that advertising yourself. Don't be so available because the enemy can smell that. Y'all listen to what I'm saying. That's what God told me. He said the enemy is like this. He can smell it. He can smell when you're desperate. He can smell when you're just like, oh, love me, love me. Why I can't get nobody to love me? Oh, please love me. Love me. You so desperate, you just gasping for air like, love me. God said the enemy can sniff that stuff out. He can sniff it. He can smell it. It gives off a spiritual scent that the enemy can detect. The enemy says, her right there. Her. She's desperate for love. She want to be in a relationship. She want a man. Get her. Her right there. It's this scent that you give off spiritually. It's this aroma that you give off subconsciously that you don't even know. But see, when you do the work on yourself, when you sit down and you turn the spotlight on you, you meditate, you educate yourself, you develop yourself, you read books, you watch educational videos and YouTube channels, you turn that TV off, you limit your... Y'all excuse me, my dog is doing something crazy right now. But you limit your intake of social media. You limit all that stuff. And you sit down and you do that work on yourself. Once you turn the spotlight on you and you do the work on yourself, ain't nobody gonna be able to come at you sideways like that. You'll get rid of that scent that you're giving off. Because see, what it is when you've dealt with toxic situations and you have not healed from them. I'm talking to my single ladies. If you have dealt with toxic situations and you have not healed from those situations, you running from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And you're never taking the time to actually sit down and heal and let God work on you. Because it hurts. The process hurts. The healing hurts. Y'all know when a wound starts to heal, it hurts. And you got to let a wound air out. For some wounds, that's the best therapy, is just to let it air out. You can't let your wound air out if you right up under the next person. That's how people get in. That's how people end up getting hurt. And hurt people keep hurting other people, because you're supposed to be somewhere letting your wound air out. You're supposed to be at home bleeding. You're supposed to be at home letting your blood run out till it can't run out no more. And that wound starts to surge back together. That skin start coming back together, and everything heals and it's complete. And then when it's complete, then you can go and be in the company of other people in that way. You can entertain other people in that way. But see, that's how people keep getting hurt, because people are not taking the time to heal. Because don't nobody want to do that, because it hurts. It hurts to sit there and deal with your mess. It hurts. So when you get out of that situation, you got to let God hide you. You got to be put up under the radar, because this is what God said. When you allow him to hide you and he puts you under the radar, you cannot be detected by anything of the enemy. See, when you go out there in your vulnerability, when you go out there as this vulnerable woman that's been hurt, you're desperate for love, you're desperate for attention. That's why you posting all them glam shots. That's why you posting all them body shots. That's why you posting all them pictures, making sure you show your backside. It's like advertisement for the devil. It's like you telling the enemy, hey, come look at me. I'm on the market. Come get me. Come buy me. But God is saying, no, don't do that. God's saying, hide yourself in me. Now, if you want something the devil gonna give you, then you go right on ahead and advertise. Ain't nobody stopping you. You grown. You do whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you what you gonna get. I'm telling you what you gonna get. If you keep doing that, you're not going to get a kingdom man. You're not going to get what God has for you. And I'm going to tell you something else about a kingdom man. This is what God revealed to me. There is none perfect but the Father. Do you understand me? There is none perfect but the Father. God said, some of y'all ladies, you done got some good men and you done turned them down. For whatever reason, you done turned them down. This is what God told me. Because God said you was looking for a perfect man, but there is no such thing as a perfect man. There is no one perfect but the Father. So this is what you got to do to be able to discern. This is what God told me. In order to be able to discern if this is something that you should spend your time with, or if you should just let it go on down the road, don't look for him to be perfect, because he's not going to be perfect. A good man can be flawed too. This is what God revealed to me. Just because he's flawed and he has flaws does not mean he's a horrible man. He from the devil. He ain't come from God. That's not what that means. Because you limiting yourself, because you sitting there waiting for a ready-made man, when a lot of times God is not going to send you a ready-made man. He's not going to send you somebody that's ready-made, that's specifically for you, that's to your liking. you're going to have to groom him. You're going to have to groom him, and you're going to have to give him, you're going to have to grow. You all may have to grow together, or you may be on, somebody said how flawed. He don't need to be too flawed now. He don't need to be, y'all use your spirit of discernment now, because he don't need to be too flawed. Okay. Don't be getting caught up with something that's just pulling you just off of your rocker. Like you can't even serve God. You out of your purpose. You don't know if you going left or right. You done forsaken everybody. You don't do nothing but think about him. All that's demonic. Okay. You need to still have a life. You need to still have a life of your own. You need to still be in your purpose. So if you can be in the company of him, you can be involved with him, and it's not pulling you away from your purpose. It's not pulling you away from serving God. He's not urging you or encouraging you to do things that are against the will of God. You can work with that. Okay. You can kind of work with that. So you got to use your own judgment based off how flawed they actually are. But what I'm saying is, don't look for a perfect man, because there's no such thing as a perfect man. What you got to use to discern the real from the fake is, if you get with this person and he desires change, he's not where he needs to be. Okay, we're going to give him that. He's not where he needs to be when you meet him, but he's ready to change. He wants change. But let me tell you, people not going to change for themselves. They not. My personal opinion, people are not going to change for themselves. They got to meet something. They got to see something that they just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I got to step it up. I got to get it together. And when they see that, now, if they don't feel that way, that's nothing wrong with you. This is what God told me. If they don't feel that way, there's nothing wrong with you. You just not the one that was supposed to speak life into them. You are just not the queen that God ordained to speak to the king in him. So you got to let him go on and meet his queen and know that God is sending your king. Okay. But when your king come, he ain't going to be perfect. He's not going to be perfect. As long as he's willing to change, as long as he's willing to work with you, and as long as he's willing to allow the queen in you to speak to the king in him, you can go forward with that. You can go forward with that. But see, before you even get to that point, you got to be hidden in God. You got to go under the radar. You can't try to be seen. When you try to be seen, you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. You're going to get exactly what you're looking for when you're trying to be seen. You're going to get something from the enemy. And you might not know it that day. Excuse me. You might not know it that day. You might not know it 2 years from that day. It might be 5 years down the road before you realize, whoa, this ain't it. I can't do this no more. This ain't it. And guess what? By that time, you locked in. You all the way locked in. You got a ring. Y'all done went down the aisle. Everything locked in. You done had children. You done had a baby or two. And y'all locked in for the long haul. Now you done found yourself in a mess. You trying to get yourself out of this mess. You don't know how you going to get out because you did not allow yourself to be hidden. You got to be hidden in God. And know that when you're under the radar, can't nobody detect you. Only the spirit can detect you. So when you're under the radar and you're hidden in God, you're not advertising yourself. You don't have to let the enemy know that you're single, because God knows that you're single. God knows what you need. See, when people feel the need to go out on their own and go grab somebody or go hook up with somebody, it's because they don't trust God to be God. Because if you trust God to be God, you know that God knows what you need. And he got what you need. And this is the word that God gave me 2 years ago, and he's been preaching it to me for the past 2 years, and he just cleared me to speak it to you all tonight. God said, when you stop looking for what you want, he said, then I'll give you what you need. Boom. That's what he told me. God said, this is what God is speaking to the single ladies. When you stop looking for what you want, God will give you what you need. But you can't get what you need because you too caught up on what you want. You too caught up on the looks. You're too caught up on your preferences. You're too caught up on how you like this and how you like that. You too caught up on that. And see, you caught up on it And you thinking that's what you need, but that's not what you need. You're picking from lust. You're picking from the flesh. You're picking from where you are right now. But see, where you are right now is not who God has ordained you to be. You have a destiny. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. And so God has a purpose partner for you. He has a purpose partner for you. You picking somebody for right now. But 5 years from now, you're not going to be that woman. You're going to be growing. You're going to be walking into destiny. You're going to be walking into purpose. So you can't pick somebody. You can't. Y'all check me on the time, because I don't want to be up here too long. Y'all check me on the time. I can't see the time. How long have I been live, y'all? Y'all let me know the time. If y'all want me to keep going, I keep going, honey. I keep going. But I'm going to have to break this up into pieces, because this is going to be long. So y'all let me know the time. How long? Somebody put that in the comments. How long have I been live, y'all? But yeah, I mean, you got to allow God. Okay, it's 11:49. How long have I been live? How long have I been on the live? Because people can't take too much. They can't take too much. You some of y'all gonna start getting full. So like they say, when you get full now, you got to get up from the table. When you get full, you got to get up from the table. Okay, I see y'all. I'm gonna keep going. Thank you, Shamika. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Sophia. I'm gonna keep going. Thank you, Monica. I got y'all. I'm gonna keep going. I don't care if I ain't got but 5 ladies up here with me. I'm going to keep going, because those of you that God has ordained it for, you are going to stick around and you going to hear it. So I appreciate y'all. But this is what God was telling me and what he's been preaching to me. An hour and some change. Thank you, Aisha. That hour and some change. But this is what God has been preaching to me. He said, you got to stop looking for what you want. When you stop looking for what you want, I'm going to give you what you need. Because God said, I made you. I created you. I formed you. Yeah. I know the number of hairs that are on your head. Not on that wig, but I know the number of hairs that are on your head. Not in them inches, but I know the number of hairs that are on your head. Yeah, on your head. Mally Smith, thank you, love. Thank you so much. This is your first time watching from Jamaica. Thank you so much. Make sure you go to my page and follow and turn your notifications on so you can catch all of the lives. I'm going to keep going, y'all. I'm going to keep going. Because this is for purpose. I appreciate every single one of you. That tune in and watch me from beginning to end. Y'all are everything, baby. I love y'all. So I'm giving y'all what God gave me. He said, stop looking for what you want. Stop going after what you want. Because God said, you don't even know what you're doing. He said, look at you. Look at you. This is what he did. I don't know what kind of relationship y'all got with God, but that's my daddy. I'm just saying. That's my daddy. That's my father. I love my daddy. I can't go a day without talking to my daddy. That's my daddy. That's my heavenly father. Do you understand me? And God be getting me. God be getting on my spiritual behind. God said, look at you. You just out there picking. You just picking. You don't even know who you are. Because you ain't even sat down and let me reveal myself to you and show you who you are. This is what God told me. I'm being real with y'all. I'm 32 years old. I got married when I was 20 years old. I've been married throughout my whole 20s. And God says, you don't even know who you are. I'm being real with y'all. He said, you don't even know who you are. He said, just let me show you who you are. And once you see who you are, not just who you are, but let me show you your divine self. See, because when you allow God to show you your divine self, God said all of this fleshly stuff that's coming up on y'all, you'll be looking down at that stuff like, nah, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. But y'all remember what I told you now. Turn them down respectfully, okay? Don't be ugly. Don't be ugly, even if you know that they're not your type. Because y'all know, honey, The ones that ain't your type, them the ones with the most confidence. Them the ones with the most confidence. Them the ones that be coming out the woodwork. You be like, where you came from? If you don't go sit down. The ones that them the ones with all the confidence, I'm telling you. But you just y'all laughing, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So you just gotta take time to sit with God and just let him heal you. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful, but it's going to be worth it. Okay. And this is another thing that God told me. He said that when you have to stop advertising your merchandise. He said, stop advertising your merchandise when God is trying to close up the shop. God spoke that in my spirit. I said, oh, that's good right there. That's good. I had to hurry up and get my journal. I said, Lord, let me get my journal. I got to write that down. Let me hurry up and write that down. Because these children be done said something to me. The next thing I know, my mind done skipped. And I'll be like, wait a minute. Holy Spirit, what did you just say? God said, stop advertising your merchandise when God is trying to close up the shop. You trying to be like, hey, we got this, we got that, we got this. If you don't like that, we got this, we got that, we got that. You just poop, 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 poop. You just showing all your merchandise. You ain't leaving nothing to the imagination. You just showing all your merchandise. And God is saying, close up that shop. You should not be open for business. You should not be open for business. You need to close down your shop. You just showing all your merchandise. Talking about for sale, for sale, for sale. You even got some stuff on the clearance rack. You all over there on the clearance rack. You got people shopping all on your clearance rack. You done marked yourself down and everything. You just done lost, don't know your worth. You just done marked yourself all the way down. Y'all know how that stuff be in the store? I told y'all, I'm country now. You know how that stuff be in the store? You go in the store, you be like, I don't want that. It look like everybody be done picked over it. Yes, Monica. Monica said, BOGO, buy one, get one. You just done y'all come on now. You just done marked yourself all the way down. Because you ain't took that time to sit with God and be hidden. You haven't taken that time to be hidden in God. You haven't allowed God to put you under the radar so that you're not even detectable to anything that's shady. You're not even detectable to anything that's of the enemy. God said you got to close up the shop. Close up the shop. Don't worry about if you're going to get any more customers. This is what God said. He said you don't want to close up the shop because you think that they ain't never going to come back to your shop to shop anymore. You think you ain't going to get no more customers. God said, if I close up the shop, God said, I'm closing up the shop because I want to let you know that it ain't about the customers with an S. God said, I got one. Do you understand me? God got one for you that gonna top 1,000,000 of the other ones. Because see, this is what God just revealed to my spirit. Quality over quantity. Do you understand me? Quality over quantity. It ain't about how many hitting you up. It ain't about how many coming to you. Because this is something else God revealed to me too. God said, you think, it's a few ladies, you might think because nobody's hitting you up, because nobody's inboxing you, well, you got something that's coming to you, but it ain't what you want. Come on, somebody. They coming, but it ain't what you want. You be like, where you came from? You just making me mad. Stay out my inbox. Where did you come from? Please go back where you came from and go give somebody else that confidence. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is all love. I promise you, and it's all kingdom. It's all love and it's all kingdom. But yeah, you be like, where you came from? Just stop, baby. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. You just you got all the confidence in the world. Just stop. But this is what God is saying. He's saying, go under the radar. Be undetectable. Close up the shop. Stop advertising. Stop putting your merchandise out there. You trying to show your merchandise and God trying to close the shop. God said, I'm closing down the shop. That's it. Close it down. Shut the doors. You are closed for business. You are closed for business. You closed. But see, you think that when God closed you, that's just it for you. You might as well just go on an island somewhere. Oh, woe is you. Don't nobody want you. You ain't never gonna find nobody. Oh my goodness. I'm just in a mess. Don't nobody. You know how the enemy start talking to you. Oh, don't nobody want me. Oh, I ain't never gonna walk down the aisle. Oh, I ain't never gonna get no ring. Oh, I ain't never gonna meet nobody. That's the enemy. Because the enemy wants you to have a scarcity mindset. When you believe in God, you know that God is a God of abundance. He's a God of more than enough. So even if all the good ones married, guess what? God gonna find somebody. God got somebody for you. God got a ram in the bush. He always got a ram in the bush. That's the type of God he is. But see, in order for you to get the ram in the bush, you got to be like the man of God. You got to be like Abraham. You got to make a sacrifice. That ain't even on the paper. God just dropped that in my spirit. Oh my God. God said, if you want the ram in the bush, you got to be like the man of God. You got to be like Abraham. I hear you, Holy Spirit. God said you got to make a sacrifice. What are you going to give up? Oh my God. What are you going to give up to follow me? What you going to give up? What you going to sacrifice? Because God said whatever that thing is that you love, whatever that habit is that you love, I hear the Spirit of the Lord say put it on the altar right now. And God said kill it. Kill it. And God said when you kill it, he said when you make a sacrifice for me, I done jumped in preaching mode, y'all. God said when you make a sacrifice for me, when you put that thing on the altar, that thing that's been pulling you away from God, it might be a person, it might be a place, it might be a thing, whatever it is. It might be a habit or addiction, whatever. It might be a person, because people can be an addiction. Whatever that thing is that's been keeping you from serving God, God said put it on the altar. Put it on the altar. Be like the man of God. Put it on the altar and kill it. And God said when you kill it, God said when you show me that you're serious, when you show me that you mean what you said, when you show me that you about my business, God said I'm going to tell you. God said I'm going to send the angel. Oh my God. I hear the Spirit of the Lord say I'm going to send the angel. And God said when the angel come, you're going to be just about to kill it. And God said the angel going to say, hold up. Stop. Glory be to God. Hold on. God got a ram in the bush. Oh my God. God got a ram in the bush for you, baby. But God said this is testing time. He testing you. He want to see if you mean business. He want to see if you really are sick and tired of being sick and tired. He ready to see. God said put it on the altar and kill it. Glory be to God. Put it on the altar and kill it, baby. And God said when you show him that you willing to make that sacrifice, God gonna come through for you, baby. God gonna give you that ram that he got over there in the bush for you. Because you've been letting the enemy minister to you. I'm talking to my single women. You've been letting the enemy minister to you in your ear. You've been letting him tell you ain't nothing left for you. All the good ones taken. You might as well settle. You might as well go sit down. The devil is a lie. God is a God of abundance. Do you understand me? God said he don't operate in scarcity, baby. Man operate in scarcity. Y'all know we fight. They fight for what they want down here. They make you think it ain't enough for everybody. You got to get a little piece and go on about your business. But God said in my kingdom, baby, there is plenty. There is plenty in the kingdom of God. But you got to be not conformed to the image of this world. And you got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And when you let God transform your mind, you'll stop thinking in scarcity and you'll begin to think in abundance. And you'll begin to tell the enemy, oh no, devil, I ain't got to settle for what you send me. Because my God is a God of abundance. My God is a God of more than enough. My God is a God of overflow. And God said some of y'all done got yourself entangled up with some of these manipulators. You done got entangled up with some of these master manipulators. And they been telling y'all that they the best you gonna get. The devil is a lie. They been telling you that you gonna have to settle with what they giving you. And you ain't gonna get this and you ain't gonna get that. The devil is a lie. God said the minute you settle, you just missed out on your blessing. Glory be to God. The minute you settle, baby, you just missed out on your blessing. Because God said you settled for that thing when I was telling you to kill it. I was telling you to put it. Oh my God. Oh my God. God is speaking. God said I was telling you to put it on the altar. I was telling you to lay it down. I was telling you to kill it. Because God said just when you killed it, God said I had a ram for you. Oh my God. God said you ain't even know I had a ram for you over there in the bush. Glory be to God. Because I am Jehovah Jireh. I am your provider, saith the Lord. Y'all share this live if you ain't already shared it, baby, because the Spirit done got on me. Do you understand me? God said, I am Jehovah Jireh. I am your provider. I am more than enough for you. I am a God of overflow for you. I am a God of abundance for you. Don't you sit there and believe them lies that the enemy been whispering in your ear, telling you that God ain't got nobody for you. You might as well settle with what you got. A piece of man is better than no man at all. I hear the Lord say the devil is a lie. God said, I got a ram for you in the bush. Oh my God. But the devil know that, baby, and he don't want you to make that sacrifice. He wants you to settle with what he done gave you. Because he knows soon as you put it on the altar, soon as you kill that thing, soon as you show God you meant business about what you said, God gonna give you that ram. Oh my God. God gonna give you that ram, baby, that he got over there in the bush for you. Glory be to God. God said it's stuck over there in the bush for you. And God said you gonna miss it because you're settling. Don't settle, baby. Do you understand me? Wait on God. I hear the Lord say, wait on me. God said, hide yourself in me. Go under the spiritual radar. Glory be to God. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say, go under the spiritual radar. You trying to be seen. You trying to show your merchandise, and God telling you to close up shop. That's right, Shamika, baby. We in beast mode. Do you understand me? God saying close up shop. God said stop showing the merchandise. God said I done told you that I'm trying to hide you, and every time I try to put my covering over you, every time I try to hide you from the enemy, you bust out from up under the cover telling the devil, here I go. Oh, here I go. What you think you gonna get? Oh my God. I hear the Lord say, what you think you gonna get? God said, y'all keep attracting the same thing. Glory be to God. You keep getting the same thing. For God said it's different players, but it's the same game. You keep attracting the same thing. Glory be to God. You keep attracting the same thing because you attract what you are. Somebody put that in the comments too. Say, I attract what I am. You attract what you are, baby. So that no good person, guess what? It was something in you that connected to them. It was something in you that pulled them towards you. And when I say you attract what you are, I don't mean that whoever comes up to you, that's who you attract. Whoever inbox you, that's who you attract. Whoever you run into in the grocery store, whatever man you meet at the gas station, that don't mean that's who you attracted. Do you understand me? Because all of them going to come out the woodwork, baby. All of them going to try. All of them going to shoot their shot. So you can't look at it like that. When I say you are what you attract what you are. When I say you attract what you are, I mean, what are you entertaining? What are you entertaining? Because Joe Blow from Alaska. Joe Blow from Alaska can come up to you and not be worth nothing. Ain't no good, ain't about nothing. But you entertain him. And before you know it, you done found yourself in a soul tie with Joe Blow from Alaska. You done found yourself in a soul tie, and you done found yourself in a situationship with this person because you have given so much in the beginning. You have given so much of your body. You have given so much of your mind. And now you too deep in. Now you too deep in. And you don't know how to get out. Now you don't know how to let it go. See, there was something wrong with you. And see, at the end of the day, you don't want to point at Joe. You don't want to go to talking to Joe Blow, talking about, oh, you hurt me. Oh, you hurt me. You done did this to me. You done did that to me. Oh, he done left me. He done left me with this baby. He done did this. He done did that. He went and married me, but he left me. And 3 months later, he went and married somebody else. He done did me like this. He done did me like that. But what was wrong with you? Because when Joe Blow came in your face, when he first approached you at that gas station, or when he first inboxed you, what was wrong with you that made you even entertain that? Okay. See, we want to point the finger at him. We want to point the finger at the man, and that's all right, but you're not going to grow like that. You keep talking about these men ain't no good. This man is this man is that. But he's not going to do anything more than what you allow him to. What's going on with you? What's wrong with you that you allowing that behavior? What's going on with you that you ain't shutting that down? Because guess what? Joe Blow probably could have been a good man. That's why he go to somebody else and get married, because she required more from him. You ain't required nothing. You just put everything on a platter and gave it to him. So The next woman may require more from him. So maybe that's why he married her and he didn't marry you. But see, you got to use that as a lesson. It hurt, but it's a lesson. You done sat up there and made somebody better for somebody else because you didn't have no standards. You didn't have no standards. So you got to have your standards in place. And you got to say, I'm not backing down off of my standards. But you know what? Before I even get to that point, I'm going to be hidden in God. I'm going to let God hide me. I'm going to let God hide me. I'm going to let God cover me. And that's not to say, just because God is covering me, that's not to say that the devil ain't going to try me. Jesus clearly told us in the word of God. I told y'all I'm on time. I'm in the word now. Don't get it twisted. Jesus clearly told us in the word. He said the gates of hell will fight. He told you they were going to fight. They coming, baby. He said the gates of hell will fight, but they will not prevail against you. The enemy gonna send his soldiers. Do you understand me? They coming to your inbox, baby. They calling your phone. They might come to your job. They gonna come meet you while you pumping your gas. They gonna come to you while you at the grocery store trying to get your meat and get on out of there and keep your face mask on. And they coming up to you in the quarantine, honey. They don't care. They coming up on you. Do you understand me? The devil done sent out his soldiers and they marching right to your face. They coming to you because God was telling you in the word. He gave us the word to prepare us. He was telling us in the word that the gates of hell going to fight against this. The gates of hell going to fight, baby. But if you remain in me, God say, if you allow me to hide you, if you allow me to cover you, if you go up under the spiritual radar, even though the gates of hell going to fight, God said they will not prevail. It will not prevail against you. In other words, it won't win. You gonna win in the end. But see, you gotta let God hide you. You gotta be covered. You gotta let God cover you. You gotta let God put you up under the spiritual radar. Stop trying to be seen. Stop advertising. Stop showing your merchandise. Because God know you single. God know you desire somebody. God know you want to be married. God know all this. He knows. And he told you in the word, if you would delight yourself in him and not in the world, not in a man, not in the things of the world, but sit within yourself and begin to delight yourself in the word. Delight yourself in God and know that as you do that, love, God is going to give you the desires of your heart. He knows the desires of your heart. He knows what you truly desire. And not only does he know what you truly desire, he knows what you need. See, you trying to pick from your desires, but you picking from your desires and your wants. You want to be with somebody. You don't want to sleep alone at night. You don't want to be alone. You want to have somebody to watch a movie with. You want to have somebody propose to you on video so you can post it on social media. You want to have all of this stuff. But God knows what you need. God knows that the woman you are right now is not the woman that's going to walk into your destiny. You have to become somebody else. Understand what I'm saying to you now? Because your destiny is greater than who you are right now. It's bigger than who you are right now. God did not design our lives to be a sprint. You can't get there tomorrow. Do you understand me? You're not going to get to your destiny tomorrow. You have to grow in grace. You have to allow God to elevate you through lessons, through the process. You got to trust the process. God put you in the slow cooker. God is not a microwave God. He's a slow cooker God. He puts you in the slow cooker. So he did not design our lives to be a sprint. Our lives are designed to be a marathon. This is a marathon. Somebody put that in the comments. Say, this is a marathon. Stop thinking that you're going to sprint to the finish line. Because you're not going to sprint to the finish line. You're not going to find Mr. Right tomorrow. You're not going to fall in love just like that. You're not going to ride off into the sunset. And ain't nobody got to never hear from y'all no more. Y'all in Dubai somewhere. No. No. Because the person that God hooks you up with, they are your purpose partner. So your coming together is going to be for the greater good of the kingdom of God. God got somebody he going to put you with that's going to give you what you need. And y'all coming together, y'all going to be a threat to hell. Hell going to be scared when they see the two of y'all together. That's the type of person that God got for you. Some of these folks, some of these couples, the kingdom of hell, look at them and be like, they be like, there ain't nobody. Honey, let me tell you, when Jesus stepped on the scene, the Bible say the the demons begin to cry out. Do you understand me? God got somebody for you. When he put you with that person, baby, it's going to shake the gates of hell. Do you understand me? Hell going to be scared to see the two of y'all together. Because hell no, y'all ain't coming to play. Y'all coming to do the work of the kingdom. Y'all coming to do the work of your Father. Y'all coming to rule, to subdue, and to dominate. Y'all in beast mode for God, baby. And y'all ain't playing. See, the devil know God got somebody for you like that. So he wants you to settle. He don't want you to make that sacrifice. Because he know when you make that sacrifice, you're going to find your ram. You're going to find the ram in the bush. Don't settle. Don't settle. Do you understand me? Do not settle. Do not settle. Do not settle. Somebody put that in the comments. Say, do not settle. Because as soon as you settle, you just missed your blessing. Do not settle. So, we talked about stop advertising your merchandise because God is trying to close up the shop. We talked about you are what you attract. You attract what you are. And not what comes up on you, but what you entertain. That's who you attract. You attract, when I say what you attract, I mean what you entertain. What you give the time of the day. Because God says some of this stuff that's coming up on y'all, you ain't even supposed to be giving it the time of the day. Don't even give that the time of the day. Because you already know. You be knowing. God said you be knowing. You try to act like you don't know. You be knowing. Yes, I said you be knowing. I told y'all we in Ebonics tonight, but I know how to talk correctly. I know how to speak proper English, okay? But we're in Ebonics tonight. You be knowing. You know you be knowing. You be knowing when the folk come up on you. You be knowing that they ain't from God. You be knowing they gonna break your heart. And you still go right on along. So you got to sit down, do the work, let God examine you. Let God do spiritual surgery. Let God do spiritual surgery on you. He's the divine surgeon, okay? He has to cut your spirit open. Baby, that thing hurts. Do you hear me? That hurts. But God said, I need you to sit here. And God ain't got no anesthesia for you neither. He ain't got no anesthesia for you. That's that bed you done made that you got to lay in. That's what I was telling you about. God going to deliver you from sin, but you got to suffer the consequences. God got to do spiritual surgery on you. That's right, baby. Jandra said she on the table. Oh, my God. God said he got y'all on the table. Do you understand me? And he's doing spiritual surgery on you. You in the hands of the potter, baby. You in the hands of the divine surgeon. And God got his spiritual tools. He got his spiritual surgery tools. They laid out on the table, on the divine table, baby. And he done sterilized his hands. And God said, I'm getting ready to go in. Do you understand me? God said, I'm getting ready to go in. I'm getting ready to cut out that pain. I'm getting ready to cut out all that heartache that the enemy done put on y'all. He doing spiritual surgery on you right now. Somebody put that in the comments, baby. Say spiritual surgery. Woo! Glory be to God. God is doing spiritual surgery on y'all. Everybody that's under the sound of my voice, everybody that's on this live right now, God is doing spiritual surgery on you, baby. Everybody, every woman that's going to watch this on the replay, I declare and I decree that the Lord is doing spiritual surgery on you right now. God is cutting out all of that toxicity. All that toxicity that done rested in your spirit. All of that toxicity that you done adopted, that you done took on from the enemy. All them characteristics. Because see, what you don't realize is, oh my God, I could teach an 8-hour-a-day seminar on this. Do you understand me? Y'all look for the seminar. Because when we come out of this quarantine, oh, it's coming. It's coming. Because God already told me. He already gave me the go-ahead, baby. I could preach a 4 to 8 hour a day seminar on this. Because see, what you got to understand is when you connect with somebody in that intimate way, you take on their characteristics. You done took on the characteristics of these people. Now you done found yourself lying. You don't even lie. Now you lying. You don't even curse. Now you cursing. You done took on the spiritual characteristics. Ooh, my latte done got cold. I don't see how people drink cold latte, cold coffee. I can't do it. But yeah, you done took on the characteristics of that person. Because when you lay down with them and you entangled your soul with their soul. See, the soul, let's just break down what a soul tie is. The soul is a combination of your mind, your will, and your emotions. Y'all got that? Your soul is a combination. Now, your spirit belongs to God, okay? We all have a spirit, and our spirit belongs to God because we came from God. We are his spirit children. But we also have a body and we have a soul, okay? Now, what you do down here on earth determines where your soul goes. Your soul is a combination of your mind, your will, and your emotions. Now, when you lay down with a person, you entangle yourself with them spiritually. Let me tell y'all something. The biggest lie that the enemy has told people, and they have believed this too. The biggest lie that people done accepted is that act of sex, that act is just a physical act. It's just physical. Oh, no. It's so much more to that. Do you understand me? It's so much more to that. So much more to that. You deal with lifelong consequences. You deal with lifelong spiritual consequences until you allow God to transform you by the renewing of your mind, until you allow God. Y'all still in here with me? I don't see y'all reactions anymore. Okay, I see y'all. But until you allow God to transform you by the renewing of your mind, baby, you just like a revolving door. You just like a revolving door. You just like a hamster on a wheel, on a spin wheel. You just like that. You just going round and round and round and round and round. You just going in circles. You just going in circles. You got to let him transform you by the renewing of your mind. You got to do that. And you got to go under the radar. You got to be hidden. So when you allow God to hide you, you give your heart to God completely. And you wait patiently for his divine timing, knowing that he will place your heart into the hands of the man that can handle it. Single ladies, that's what God told me to tell you. This is what he told me. I'm going to read that again. He said, when you allow me to hide you and you give your heart to me, this is God talking to y'all. He said, when you allow me to hide you and you give your heart to me completely, not just a little bit, but you give me your heart completely. He says, and you got to wait patiently for my divine timing. Somebody put that in the comments. Say divine timing. You got to wait patiently for God's divine timing. And you got to know that he will place your heart into the hands of the man that can handle it. Now, when I first wrote that down, I got caught up in my own stuff for a moment. Oh, I just remembered what I was talking to y'all about. I jumped. I'm sorry. Holy Spirit just brought it back to me. I was breaking down soul ties to y'all. The soul is a combination. See how the spirit, you be led by the spirit, it bring you right on back. Say, hold that horse for a minute. Come back over here. You were just talking about that. Then you forgot. Then the spirit bring it back to you. Okay, I hear you, God. The soul is a combination of your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your mind, your will, and your emotions. So when you lay down with a person in that intimate way and you don't wait for God's divine timing, and you lay down with a person in that intimate way, you're trading your emotions for their emotions. You're trading your will for their will. You're trading your mindset for their mindsets. So guess what? If they have habits and you lay down with them in that way, you become intimate with them in that way, your soul becomes entangled with their soul. We just said that your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. So your mind is getting entangled with their mind. That's a tie. Your emotions are getting entangled up with their emotions. Your will is getting tangled up with their will. So now, if they don't have a mind to serve God, if they don't have a will to submit their life to God and let the will of God be done in their lives, if they don't have a mind for God, then guess what? You with your sanctified, Holy Ghost, fire-filled, speaking in tongues self, you done tangled up your soul with their soul. You had a will to live for God. You had submitted your will to God. You had done let God transform you. You let him transform you. You ain't even doing that stuff you used to do no more. You done let God transform you by the renewing of your mind. But you done went and got into a soul tie with somebody that has not submitted their mind to God. They mind still in the world. So guess what? Now you warring with yourself. That's what God told me. He said, when we do stuff like that, you make your walk with him even harder. You making it harder than what it got to be. Because now you got to war with all that stuff in your spirit. You got to deal with all that stuff in your spirit. All that stuff. Now you got to urge to go do this. You got to urge to go do that. When you ain't even do that type of stuff before. You didn't even listen to that type of stuff. You ain't even watched that type of stuff. Now you watching stuff you know you don't even really like to watch. You doing stuff you know you don't really like to do. You listening to stuff. You listening to all kind of music that you know you don't even really like to listen to. Because you done let your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotions, it done got into this tie. And the way that the tie works, it ain't like how you just tie your shoe or how you tie a bow tie. No, baby. A soul tie, when you get involved in a soul tie with somebody, that tie keeps tying. It keeps tying. It keeps tying new knots. Keeps tying new knots. New knots. And they get stronger. And they get stronger. And they get stronger. And they get stronger. And every time you see that person, you're tying another knot. And every time you talk to them on the phone, you're tying another knot. And every time you text them and they text you back, you tying another knot. This is what God told me. You tying. You tying. You tying. You doing that on your own, and you thinking that you won't be able to just walk away from it and you just ain't gonna never think about it no more. No. Because see, what you got to realize is there's a spiritual side to it. Only God can cut and sever. Only God can heal you. Only God can untangle you from a soul tie. So because a lot of people have not allowed God to untie them, we got some people that are married. They're married, but their minds are still in bondage. Their minds are still in the past. Their minds are still on who they dealt with 10 years ago. Their minds are still on maybe they high school sweetheart. Their minds are still on that soul tie that they ain't never healed from. They ain't never healed from it. They ain't never go to God and give God that time for him to be able to untie them knots. They just walked away from it. They walked away from it and then they just got with somebody else. And they thinking that they just going to be able to just let that go and it ain't going to be in their mind no more. No, you can't do that because it's bigger than your mind. It's bigger than that. It's your soul. It's your mind. It's your will. It's your emotions. This is a soul tie. This ain't no physical tie. This is a soul tie. So that part of you that's your soul, that where you make your decisions and, you know, your emotions, that's why you find yourself depressed sometimes. You might be depressed sometimes. You might get angry sometimes for no reason. That may be because of that soul tie that you ain't completely healed from. Because that could have been, you might have been the happiest person in the world. You might have been Mary Poppins. But you went and got in a soul tie with I'm just saying, I ain't gonna say that word I was gonna say, but you went and got into a soul tie with somebody that is not of good character, and then now you snappy, now you mad, now you upset, now you antsy, because when you tied your soul to that person's soul, you took on their characteristics. You took on their emotions. They be depressed all the time. Now you in a soul, you done established a soul tie with them, so now you find yourself depressed. You don't even know why. You just wake up one day and you be like, I feel horrible. I just feel bad today. Could be that soul tie. So God wants to protect us from all of that. He wants to keep us from all of that. So in order for him to be able to keep us from all of that, we got to submit to him and we got to say, okay, God, I'm going to shut up the shop. I'm going to close the shop. Because, see, every time I open up the shop, and I put the merchandise out there for sale, I find myself, they all on the clearance rack. I done marked my stuff down. It's marked down. It's on the mark down. God said don't be putting yourself on the mark down rack. You supposed to be like that diamond that's back there in that case that's locked up, that everybody look at, everybody admire, they want it, but they know they got to step their game up before they can buy that. Come on, somebody. They know they got to come correct before they can get that, baby, because that's a diamond. You ain't finna just get no diamond. You ain't finna be coming up in here raggedy thinking you finna cuff you a diamond. You better go over there on that clearance. You better go over there on that clearance rack. Because, see, that diamond is hidden. Do you understand me? It's hidden. And God said that's the way you got to be, because you are a diamond, my love. I'm talking to you. You are a diamond. And God said you got to let him hide you. Let God put you in the case and lock it. Oh, my God. That's what he told me. God said, I want to put you in the case in the back of the store. I want you to close the door. This is what he told me. God said, shut the shop down. Put clothes on the door. And God said, I'm going to take you way back down in the back of the store, and I'm going to lock you up in a display case. I'm going to lock you up in a display case. And God said, I got the key. Understand what I'm saying to you, baby? God said he got the key. Do you understand me? And God said there's going to be a lot of folks that going to come to that window. They're going to be like this. God said they're going to be window shopping. They're going to be peeking through the window. They were saying, ooh, that's a diamond back there. Oh, my God. That's a diamond back there. Look at that diamond. Y'all see that diamond? Yeah, they're going to be window shopping. You're going to have a lot of folks window shopping. But God said let them keep window shopping. Because God said you got to let them know. You got to know, too, that my Father has the key. He got the key. And God said he ain't unlocking nothing. Do you understand me? He ain't unlocking nothing until the right person come along. Until the person that he ordained to come along. Until your purpose partner come along. That's when God will unlock the door. And God said he ain't unlocking that case that you in until you polish yourself. You got to polish yourself. Oh, my God. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking to y'all tonight. I'm finna get ready to let y'all go. But God said you got to polish yourself, baby. You know how you polish yourself? God said while you're back there in the display case, while you're back there in the back of the closed store, and God got you on lockdown, God got you hidden. You done allow God to hide you, because see, God want to hide you. But God said he ain't going to knock y'all upside y'all head and drag y'all back there and put you in that case. You got to do it willingly. You got to allow God to hide you. You got to say, okay, God, I'm tired of picking from my own desires. I'm tired of picking from my own flesh, because I keep putting myself in a mess. So I'm going to allow myself to be hidden by you. I'm going to allow you to put me up under the radar, because I don't even want the devil to even be able to find me. I don't even want him to be able to find me. I only want what God has for me. That's what you got to tell God. You got to let him do it. He going to do surgery on y'all, but you got to sign the paperwork and say, okay, y'all know before you go have surgery, they got to have your consent. You got to sign the paperwork. The doctor ain't going to say, hey, you need surgery. And they come knock you upside your head and drag you back down to the surgery table and do surgery on you. You got to sign them consent papers. You got to say, okay, I give you consent to cut my body open and take this toxic stuff out of me and fix me. I give you the consent to do that. And God is the same way. He's a gentleman. He ain't gonna force himself on us. We got to sign the consent form and allow him to do it. So once you get out of your own way and you sign the consent form and you let God do it, you go under the radar. Once you go under the radar, that ain't the time to sit down. Do you hear me? I'm finna let y'all go. We're going to put this in another part too. But when you go under the radar and you allow God to hide you, that ain't the time for you to sit down. See, you think this is what people get messed up at. This is why you see folks in the church been waiting 10 and 20 years to they waiting on their husband. Okay? That's why they still waiting, because God done took them out of Egypt, but Egypt is still in them. See, God took the children of Israel out of Egypt, but he couldn't take Egypt out of them. They still had the mindset of Egypt. They still had a mindset of bondage. So you might not be entertaining the devil no more, okay? You might be celibate. You might be living for God, but what your mind like? Cause God, even though you presented yourself as a woman of God and you say you looking for a husband, God had positioned the children of Israel. And they thought that they was ready for the promised land. But God was like, no, you're not ready because your mindset is still in bondage. You still got a mindset of how things was when you was in Egypt. So while you are sitting there, while you are hidden under the radar of God, you got to be polishing yourself. You got to be transforming your mind. You got to be getting rid of all that toxic material that you used to watch all day. You got to stop watching all them reality TV shows and all that love and hip hop and Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that old stuff. You got to stop looking at all that stuff. Stop looking at, if it's not for purpose, don't look at it. Don't watch it. You got to get purpose minded. You got to get serious about your purpose. That's how you polish yourself. Because see, God going to put you in the display case. He going to lock you up. He going to close the shop. But you got to polish yourself so that when the suitor comes that God has for you, he see you in the case, but he see you shining. You in the case, but you shining. You shining bright like the diamond that you are because you have polished yourself. You have educated yourself. You done worked on your body. You done worked on your mind. You done worked on your heart. You done got rid of all that toxicity from them old relationships. You done took courses. You done learned what real love is. Because see, when you was in that mess, you thought that person loved you, but that really wasn't love. That was self-hate. That wasn't love. Because when a person love you, okay, they're not going to treat you like that. You're not going to have to deal with that. See, you got a messed up version of what you think love is. So God said, while I put you under the radar, while I got you in the case, while I closed the store and shut down the shop, I need you to polish yourself. I need you to work on your mindset. I need you to invest in yourself. I need you to stop spending money on hair. Stop spending all that money on fingernails. Stop spending all that money on feet. God said, go do your own feet. Then what he told me, God says, go do your own feet. Go do your own fingernails. Go do your own hair. I don't care if you just got to wear you a bun. You hidden in God. You ain't trying to find nothing from the devil. You trying to get something that's going to take you in your purpose. You don't want nothing that's for a Facebook picture or a Facebook post or an Instagram post. You want somebody that's for purpose. You want somebody that's going to take you into your destiny. You want somebody that's going to do this kingdom work with you so you can serve God from a happy place. Because you and your husband serving God together. You ain't got to be at church on the altar crying out for him because he won't come to church. But y'all serving God together. That's what God got for you. God got what you need. But you got to stop going after what you want so God can give you what you need. All this stuff I'm telling y'all ain't nothing different from what God done told me. God done preached it to me. He got on my spiritual behind about it. And then once he corrected me, then he okayed me to tell it to y'all. But he been on my behind about it for 2 years. I keep telling y'all that. It took him 2 years to get me right, to be able to give y'all this word. So it's purified. It's coming from the right place. I can guarantee you that. I can show you the video in my phone that God took me back to. I made a video about this sitting in my living room 2 years ago. Didn't nobody never see it. But I know why now God told me to make that video. Because God knew 2 years from now I would be sitting in my home in Dothan, Alabama. And you would need to hear a word. And God used that video I recorded 2 years ago. I opened up my phone and I went right to it. The Spirit of the Lord told me to go to that video. I had forgot it was even in my phone. The Spirit of the Lord told me go to that video. Now you know that ain't nobody but God that I still got the same phone from 2 years ago. Everything is still the same. And God said, go pull up that video. And he told me to review that video before I got on this live with y'all tonight. And he said, tell them what I was telling you back then. When you stop looking for what you want, I will give you what you need. Because God says, I know what you need. I know what you need. I know what it's going to take for you. God knows. He knows. So polish yourself. That's what I want to leave y'all with. We're getting ready to end it, y'all. Polish yourself. Okay? While God has you in hiding, polish your diamond. Polish it. Do the work on yourself. Okay? You got to read books. You got to turn that TV off. You got to lay that phone down sometimes. Unless you're reading an ebook or you're listening to an audio book, something that's going to pour into your spirit, you got to put that phone down sometimes. You got to put that phone down. And you got to pick up some books. You got to read some books. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all some really good books that I'm reading right now. And I read the Bible. I do. I read the Bible. That's the number one book. And I mostly use my Bible app. This is another good book that I'm reading. It's called The Secret. This is another book that I'm reading. It's called I don't know if y'all can see that. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That's another good book. This book is by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it teaches you how to lose your mind and create a new one. Because that's what you got to do. Because see, that mind you've been picking with, that mind is contaminated. It's full of toxicity. So you got to purge that mind. You got to detox. Somebody put that in the comments. Say detox. You got to detox from the things of the enemy so that you can polish yourself and become who God has for you. Because the person that God has for you, he got standards. God ain't gonna bring that person to you and you still broken. That's why you find people that been in the church 20 years and they still waiting on their husbands, because they have not done the work on themselves internally. They saved, but they have not done the mindset work. See, sometimes you gotta go a little bit further than the Bible. The Bible, it's all in the Bible. Everything you need is in the Word of God. But sometimes you got to get all of the information. You got to get all the information you can get, baby. You got to listen to podcasts. That's how you polish yourself. You got to listen to motivational podcasts. My podcast is a really good one. I have a podcast on iTunes. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. And it's called Divine Destiny with Latoya. I have a whole series, a whole episode, 100 episodes so far that help you. Talks about purpose, talks about gifts, talks about walking in your divine destiny, becoming the person that God has ordained you to be, polishing your diamond, okay? Listen to podcasts. You got to read books. Another good book that I'm reading, y'all, is by Miles Monroe, and it's called Rediscovering the Kingdom. Rediscovering the Kingdom. That's another really good book. He talks about kingdom living and the way God intended for the kingdom of God to be displayed through us on earth. Okay? That's the type of stuff that you got to do. And don't be worried about these folks that be talking about what was you doing? What was you doing when you was with somebody? Y'all love to talk about y'all gonna work on y'all self when y'all single. What you were doing when you was with somebody? You just let yourself go all the way. You gonna work on yourself now? You should have been working on yourself all along. What was you doing when you was in the relationship? Bye, devil. Tell them bye, devil, with your ugly self. Bye. Because you was working on yourself all along. But y'all know when you in a relationship, there's a lot that you got to give. You got to give. And this is another thing that God told me. You should get in a relationship when you are ready to give to somebody. We mess up because we get in a relationship looking for what a person can give us. Talking to my single ladies. You get in a relationship and you look for what this man can do for you. If you go into a relationship looking at what he can do for you, no, you're not ready. You're not ready to be in a relationship. You got to get in a relationship for what you can do for somebody else. When you're ready to give, when you have healed, when you have come to a place where you need to be in God, when you have polished your diamond, then you are ready to give. You're ready to give love. And see, you got to stop looking for love. You got to stop looking for love, and you got to start becoming love. Stop looking for love and become love. You got to become the love that you desire. Become the love that you want. And see, you attract what you are. So when you become love, oh, baby, you ain't got to look for love. You can stop looking for it. Because when you become love, you're going to attract love to you. Somebody is watching you. Don't get it twisted. God got a ram in the bush. I just told y'all that. Somebody is watching you. Somebody is watching your story. Somebody is looking at how you got your heart broken. Somebody is looking at what you gonna do. Your husband is looking at you. He's watching you. So you got to become the love that you desire. Don't be advertising. Don't be showing all your parts. Stop putting your merchandise out there. Advertising. You got to close up the shop because you don't know who watching you. See, you broken. The devil done broke you, and he done, just broke you into a million pieces, and now you advertising because you broken. You're advertising. And the suitor that God has for you, he looking at that like, I don't want that. He looking at that like, I don't want that, because that ain't even got no confidence. Like, let me tell y'all something. You ain't even got to look no kind of way. I mean, you need to be put together now. You don't need to be looking any kind of way. You got to be put together. Okay? You got to be a Proverbs 31 woman. You need to have your stuff together. But I'm just saying, you ain't got to be like a certain body type or a certain shape or a certain size or a certain build. Stop thinking that it's all about the way you built. And if you got hips, and if you got a backside, and if you got a slim waist, and if you too short, or if you too tall, or whatever your insecurities are. Stop thinking it's about that. You got to work on who you are on the inside first. Because who you are on the inside, that's what's going to attract that person to you. Because see, if you know that you know that you know that you know, if you've been saying them affirmations, okay, and y'all booked that session, I got the information down there in the comments. I just told y'all you got to polish your diamond. You got to work on yourself. Polishing your diamond means you got to develop yourself. You might have to hire you a life coach. You might have to go read you some books. You're going to have to spend a little bit now. You're going to have to make a sacrifice because you're working on yourself. You got to stop investing in hair and nails and all that stuff because you don't get no return on that. When you go spend all that money on wigs, and you go spend all that money on nails and whatever it is, whatever your poison is that you go spend all this money on, you got to ask yourself, is this giving me a return? I'm investing all of my money into this. What kind of return am I getting from this? You're not getting no return from that. You know what I'm saying? It's depreciating. It's not, how good is that wig that you bought 2 years ago? That wig that you paid $250 for, what good is it today? It wasn't no good when you got it from the seller. It wasn't no good then. It ain't giving you it's not bringing no value to you. It's not bringing no value to anybody else. It's not serving a purpose. What is it for? So you got to take your money, your time, you got to make a sacrifice, and you got to invest in yourself. Because when you invest in yourself, when you hire a life coach, comment is pinned down there. Click the link, book your session. When you hire you a life coach, okay. When you start listening to the podcast, okay. When you keep on watching these lives, okay. When you attend you some seminars, because when we come out of this, I'm going to have some seminars for y'all to come to, okay. When you go to you some conferences, when you read you some books, when you take you some courses, guess what? You're going to get a return on that. You're going to get a return on that because you're learning information that's going to help you for the rest of your life. You learning information that's going to take you well on into your years, well on into the rest of your life. You need to stop spending all that money on McDonald's and Taco Bell and all that other stuff because you ain't getting no return on that. That's what God told me. You ain't getting no return on that. God got me about them Popeye chicken sandwiches. I'm finna let y'all go, man. I messed around and ate me one of them Popeye chicken sandwiches. I told my mama, I said, I see what they talk about. I see what they talk about. I said, that thing is demonic. That's the devil. I messed around and had me one of them Popeye chicken sandwiches. God said, don't you start that. Don't you start that. Because I've been and went up there and got me one of them chicken sandwiches every day. You understand me? God said, don't you start that. God said, I've been working on you with being a good steward. Now, don't you take what I done gave you and buy up Popeye chicken sandwiches. So, whatever your poison is, y'all, you got to ask yourself, is this giving me a return? Is this going to make me better? Is this going to serve a purpose in my life? Is it going to serve a purpose for somebody else? You see what I'm saying? That's how you polish your diamond. And as you keep polishing, baby, you keep on shining. Every time you polish yourself, every time you take a course online, every time you book a session with your life coach, every time you do that, every time you listen to an episode of the Divine Destiny with Latoya podcast, every time you do that, you polishing your diamond. You polishing your diamond. And to my ladies that are married, you still want to polish your diamond. You still want to polish your diamond. You still want to work on yourself. Because as you work on yourself, your husband is going to see that glow. He's going to notice it. He's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on with my wife? She don't fuss like she used to. She don't talk like she used to. She ain't snappy like she used to. He gonna want to know what's going on with you. And that change in you is gonna draw a change in him. He's gonna begin to change because that love that you've been trying to pull out of him your whole marriage, you got to become that love. You got to become that love. And when you become that love, that's what he gonna give you. Because you attract what you are. You attract what you are. So we all got to polish our diamond, whether we on the market or we off the market. But even if you are on the market, let God close your shop, baby. Let him hide you, okay? Because he know what you need. But you got to stop going after what you want so he can give you what you need. I love y'all so very much. If you would like to book a session with me, again, the information is pinned down there in the comment. If for some reason that link don't work, because sometimes I get it mixed up and I miss a dot or a slash. So if that link doesn't work, just go on my page and I've got the link on my Facebook page. Just scroll my Facebook page and you'll see the link. It's divinedesignsbylatoya.com. And when you go to the website, just click book Latoya. It's going to pull up my schedule. You can book a session. Right now, during the quarantine, with the children being home all day, I'm only offering sessions for the evening time. So it's like the last part of the night. And I do that just to be, to be professional. Because you don't want to be booking no session. And y'all hearing kids screaming and stuff all in the background. So the sessions are right now between 7:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. which is in Eastern time. That's 8:30 to 12. So keep in mind that when you go on the site and you book your session, those times are in Central time. So you got to apply that to your time zone. Okay. So if you're in Eastern time and you book a session for 8:30, you got to know that your session is actually going to be at 9:30. Okay. It's not going to be at 8:30 your time because it's only 7:30 my time at that time. So when you book an 8:30 session, just keep in mind that that's actually 9:30 if you're in Eastern time. Okay. So y'all be blessed. We're going to come back with a part 2 because y'all, I ain't even flipped the page. I ain't even flipped the page. It's so much. I haven't even flipped the page. Do you understand me? Like I got a page, I got another page and a quarter page. So I got 2 pages and some change. I ain't even get to the other page and the change. I ain't even got past the first page. So we're going to break it up, y'all. Y'all join me every weekday morning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay? Every weekday morning at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time, 4:30 a.m. Central time. Join me for morning glory. Even if you're in the bed, y'all. Jamera, the podcast is Divine Destiny with Latoya. One of my divine ones, y'all drop the name of the podcast for me in the comments, please. For Jamera. I hope I pronounced your name right, love. Jamera Johnson. Kiva said, can we finish tomorrow? I'm going to try, Kiva. I'm going to try, girl. I'm going to try my best to get up here. I don't want to make a promise to y'all, then I'm not able to get up here. So I'm going to say that I'm going to try to get up here tomorrow, okay? I'm going to try. But I know for a fact I'll be on every weekday morning at 5:30 a.m. Eastern time, 4:30 a.m. Central time, okay? That's what God mandated for me to do right now while we in the quarantine. So even if y'all are asleep during that time, set your timer, okay? Set your timer and see you got a subconscious mind that hears everything. It don't never shut off. It don't never shut off. See, you might be asleep, but your subconscious mind is still listening. It's still taking in information. And that information that is taken in is controlling you. It's programming you. So even if you can't find it within yourself to wake up, because I know 5:30 in the morning is very early, especially if you're in Central Time. That's 4:30. So even if you can't find it within yourself to get up and actually listen, set your timer anyway. And when you wake up, turn your phone on. Y'all give me about 6 or 7 minutes, okay? It may be around 5:37. It may be between 5:35, no later than 5:37, okay? Just set your timer for around 5:37, 4:37 Central, and then just wake up and just turn your phone on to the live. And you can just lay back down And if you got to go back to sleep, I understand. But make sure that you can at least still hear it, because your subconscious mind is listening, okay? So make sure you feeding it the right information. Keep on polishing your diamond. Keep polishing. Don't let nobody tell you no different. Keep polishing your diamond. Whether you're taken or single, keep polishing your diamond. I love you all so much. If you listen to the podcast, y'all know what I always say at the end of the podcast. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. With God, all things are possible. To those of you that have stuck around from the beginning of this live to the end, every one of you, I say a special prayer for you right now, that the Lord will move over you. He will move. I say a prayer over every person that has joined in. Some of you were not able to catch it in the beginning, but you came in the middle or towards the end, and you hung on to the end. I'm praying that the Lord will pour you out a blessing, that he will pour out in your life. I'm praying and I'm believing and I'm thanking God that he's going to open up the windows of heaven, and he's going to pour you out a blessing that there will not even be room enough for you to receive it. In the name of Jesus, it is so. Y'all have a good night, and y'all be blessed. And this has been Latoya Okia, your life coach and your motivational speaker. If you ain't booked your session with me yet, why? Why have you not done that? Okay? Do that. Make that investment in yourself, and you're going to get a good return on it. Trust me, you're going to get a good return on it. Okay? And I keeps in touch with my people. I like to know what's going on with my people. So when you book a session with me, I'm not just gonna let you just fall off the face of the earth that I don't never hear from you no more. I want to know what's going on with my people. Okay? So y'all book that session. Make that investment in yourself. I love you all so much. Okay? Y'all be blessed.